Tesla is entering a completely new phase right now. Not next year, not in 5 years, but today. And the signals are coming from 3 completely different regions at the same time. North America, Europe, and the UK are all pushing Tesla into a new stage of evolution. If you stay with me for the next few minutes, you'll understand exactly why these scattered events are not random. You'll see how FSD version 14 is reshaping Tesla's AI trajectory, why Giga Berlin just became more important than ever, why Norway's rankings reveal something deeper about EV maturity, and why the UK's mileage-based taxation is actually a bullish signal for long-term investors. My goal is simple: to give you a clear, investor-focused map of where Tesla is heading next. Let's start with the key facts from the past 24 hours. In North America, Tesla began offering a 30-day free trial of FSD version 14.2, but only for HW4 vehicles. In Europe, Giga Berlin officially moved into a full 2-shift production system. In Norway, Model 3 and Model Y were selected as the cars you should buy this year. And in the UK, the government announced a mileage-based tax for EVs starting in 2028. 4 headlines, 4 different regions, but one connected story. Now, let's dive into the deeper analysis behind these moves, because the surface-level headlines don't explain what's actually happening. FSD v14 represents a major jump not just in performance, but in the maturity of Tesla's AI engine. The improvement in disengagements from about 460 miles to over 5,300 miles is enormous. And what matters most is that the biggest improvements come in city driving, where unpredictability is the highest. This marks a shift from driver assistance to a real-world automation system. And here is where things get even more interesting. The free trial is limited to HW4 vehicles only. Tesla is silently acknowledging that the full FSD experience, the performance they're proud of, now depends on the new hardware architecture. This isn't about marketing. This is about building a clean, high-quality dataset for the next phase of autonomy. In other words, Tesla is preparing the foundation for Robotaxi long before they make any big public announcements. So, how does this connect to Europe? Giga Berlin switching to a full 2-shift schedule is not just about responding to higher demand. It signals that Tesla's production strategy is becoming more flexible and more global. The refreshed Model Y is performing strongly in Europe despite increasing EV competition, and Berlin is now exporting vehicles beyond Europe, including to Canada. That means Berlin is evolving into a global supply anchor, not just a European plant. And in Norway, the world's most mature EV market, Model 3 and Model Y were selected as the cars to buy this year. This isn't about price, subsidies, or basic specifications. Norwegian buyers know EVs. They understand charging limitations, weather conditions, and long-term ownership. For Tesla to win in a market as mature as Norway means the product has reached a level of completeness that goes beyond simple horsepower and range numbers. Now, here is an unexpected insight that most headlines completely miss. When you connect these dots, FSD progress, Berlin production scaling, and Norway's rankings, you see that Tesla is shifting from competing on EV specs to competing on platform quality. The combination of software maturity, hardware stability, and consistent user experience is what's winning these markets. And this shift toward platform-based differentiation is something legacy automakers are structurally unable to copy. Finally, the UK's new mileage-based taxation for EVs starting in 2028 looks negative at first glance. After all, cheap running costs have always been one of the perks of EV ownership. But the truth is, this marks the beginning of a new phase. EVs are now the default. Governments are transitioning from fossil fuel tax structures to EV-based tax structures because EV adoption has crossed a point of no return. When policy stops treating EVs as special, you know the market has matured. So let's take a moment and step back. What is the strategic context behind all of this? Tesla is no longer just an EV company. It is becoming an AI-driven mobility platform built on 4 pillars: AI-first vehicle architecture with HW4, globally scalable production with Berlin and Shanghai, policy adaptation in mature markets, and software-led differentiation over traditional automotive cycles. Tesla isn't optimizing for this quarter's sales. It is optimizing for the next decade of global mobility, which brings us to the investor impact. FSD v14's progress strengthens software margins and recurring revenue potential. Berlin's scaling strengthens supply and reduces regional risk. Norway confirms long-term product market fit in a competitive EV landscape, and UK taxation indicates that EVs are entering a normalization phase, which favors companies with strong software economics and low maintenance costs. For long-term investors, these signals point to Tesla moving toward a business model that becomes more resilient, not more cyclical. So where is this heading? My future outlook is that Tesla's next major value unlock will not come from volume, but from software. HW4 vehicles will accumulate accelerated real-world training miles. Robotaxi infrastructure will quietly be built behind the scenes. Berlin will serve more markets than it does today. Policy environments around the world will continue to shift from EV incentives to EV normalization, and the companies that survive this phase will be the ones whose vehicles improve through software, not degrade with age. As long-term investors, here is the final takeaway I want to leave with you. Tesla is transitioning from a disruptive newcomer to a foundational mobility platform. The headlines we saw today, FSD trials, Berlin scaling, Norway's rankings, and UK taxation, are not isolated events. They are signals that Tesla is preparing for its next era, an era where autonomy, software, and operational scale matter far more than quarterly delivery numbers. If this breakdown helped you understand Tesla's global direction, feel free to subscribe for more daily insights. And I'd love to hear your view in the comments. How do you interpret Tesla's shift into this new phase? And what do you think it means for the next decade of mobility? Thanks for watching. And as always, let's enjoy life with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.